Hello, Baylor's Advanced PR Class. My name is Andrea Bearfield. I serve currently as the Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Waco, representing District 1. This is a very unusual way for us to experience our normal panel. I've been doing Dr. Burleson's panel for the past, 4 years, and it's been my pleasure to do so, to get to talk to the new minds and the new practitioners of public relations. But since we're all in the middle of a pandemic, we do things the best way we can. It has been a kind of windy path for me regarding PR. My degree is in PR from Sam Houston State University, Edom Cats, just like Dr. Burleson. But I've never actually practiced PR with a PR firm, but as we all know, and as you were figuring out, there's much more to public relations than just practicing in a PR firm. When I graduated from college, I went to work for the Ensemble Theater in Houston, Texas, which is one of the oldest African American theaters in the Southwest region, and I was their marketing director. So I got a wonderful opportunity to work in the arts, which I love, and marketing and building communications plans and events for the ensemble. But I've always been a sort of an entrepreneur, so I was excited about what was happening at the theater, but thought it was a more interesting pathway to work with the young people and generate more actors and more musicians and more writers and more set designers. So I created my own performing arts studio where we did training in music, dance, and theater. But communications is always key, right? And there was a message that I wanted to relay. There was a path that I thought that performers in Houston deserved, and one I was shaped by, which was Miss Debbie Allen. She was an acclaimed dancer, choreographer, director, writer, is still amazing, but she's from Houston. So I was like, she needed to be here. So I got on the phone and I made some phone calls, and I was able to get a meeting. And Houston, our studio stage presence became Houston's home of the Debbie Allen Dance Institute. That was commitment to messaging. That was commitment to branding. That was commitment to building artists in a way that they could evolve into making sure that while their love and their passion was the arts, they could still eat. So that was important to me. It became important to her. Our branding became something that we could do together. We were marketing both of our studios. We were building communications tools for both of our studios. And it ended up being, a successful venture, I think, for the children. We served a little over 600 kids in 3 summers, and partnered with the Houston Ballet and used their studio, and some of those students had the opportunity to perform on a professional ballet stage, which I thought was amazing and, life-changing for them. Fast forward a few years, I worked for Lone Star College in Houston as one of their continuing education managers. Decided to move back home. I am a native Wacoan. Dr. Burleson will tell you that Mae Jackson's my mother. She was the first African American mayor of the city of Waco, female. And I moved back home in 2015, my husband and children and I started working for City Center Waco. I was their Main Street manager, which built and developed downtowns through from a historic preservation aspect. It's all connected to tourism, which is still marketing, which is still communications, which is still PR. So it was something that I really enjoyed doing, working with business owners, working with neighborhood associations to build and develop up downtowns and create a pathway for economic development through historic tourism. That parlayed into what I do now. I'm the executive director of Texas Brazos Trail Region, which is a heritage and cultural tourism nonprofit. We cover 18 counties, which make up the Brazos Trail regions. If you've ever seen those blue signs on the side of the highway, ours has a cotton bowl on it, and it says Texas Brazos Trails. That's what we do. We promote heritage and cultural tourism throughout those 18 regions. Again, still building messages, still building brands, still communicating, still doing PR. We write stories. We one of the subsidiaries of that we belong to is Heritage Trails LLC, which produces a magazine quarterly. So, you know, I do get the privilege to still write every now and then. But as we were building and growing within the community, I was seeing more holes, things that were left undone, you know, from a legacy perspective from my mother. And I was like, who's going to fix this? Who's going to fix this? Well, the who's going to fix it ended up being me. So in 2018, I ran for city council. At that time, I had 4 opponents and won without a runoff. And but I really got, and as a child of a politician, you say you're never going to do it, but you end up doing it. And won my election for council, have been trying to grow and shape and change Waco. Enhance, not change, enhance, because Waco is a pretty fantastic place to be, and it's large enough to give you everything that you want, but small enough to give you just about everything that you need, and that's why people come here, and that's why people stay here. And so making sure that the people who were raised here have the opportunities that others who come just on a whim or come for a specific reason was important to me. Making sure that economic advancement for disadvantaged communities was important to me. Making sure that the alignment that we have with our education partners was shaped and crafted in a way that it actually benefited the students that were here, and it put them on a clear pathway that may not always be a four-year university. So those were things that were imperative to me, and so now I get to build and craft message for my community. And I'm branding our particular district, and I'm writing legislation and policy and ordinances that will change and shape lives, I hope. We're doing things, from little things to really huge things, to make a difference. So in a nutshell, that's what I do. I can't really say this to you in person because I play much better live than I do on TV, but I hope that you all get everything you need from this course. Find your way, find your voice, use it. It's Andrea Bearfield signing off. Peace.